am surrounded by wrestling fans. Not sports entertainment fans. Professional wrestling fans! Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up! This is
the Wrestling Matters Podcast, a podcast that stands up for professional wrestling. Why? Because wrestling matters. So join the revolution, because the revolution is now.
World, look into my eyes. When you see me on a show, when you see these fans, you know you've got the best in the damn world. We are ICW and you're gonna know our name. Here we fucking go! Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change! Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up!
Yes! 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 Yes!
That's 13-14!
Make it to death!
Dina, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold Simpson.
Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Walker and welcome to a very special Hell in the Cell podcast. That's right, for the Wrestling Matters podcast. My name is Anthony Walker. Like I said, this is a Hell in the Cell predictions. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I doing this now? Why didn't I just do this on the show? Well, I can tell you why I'm doing this right now, because I've got a lot to get through on episode 135 and I'm not quite sure if I would have fit this in. So I thought, why not just bring it to you right now? Make this podcast exclusive for the YouTube channel, AJW Wrestling Matters, and the SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/wrestling_matters_podcast. I don't care if there's too much podcast. I'm just trying to bring you the best podcast that I can bring you. And like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to talk about this on the upcoming episode because I've got a lot to get through. So I thought I'll do this now and get it over with as well. And you never know, I might bring you the review next week. We will see. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are here. It is Hell in the Cell 2016. That's right. Raw pay-per-view. All leading in to the upcoming Survivor Series, which takes place November 20th. And this Hell in the Cell is headlined by 3 Hell in the Cell matches. Not 1, not 2, but 3 Hell in the Cell matches. Let's get the other ones out the way first. We have got the Raw Tag Team Championships now, which are the original tag team titles. But then now SmackDown has their own brand of tag team belts. They have to have the Raw name on it. So it is the Raw Tag Team titles, which, like I said, are the original Tag Team Championships anyway, that were drafted to Raw. And the New Day defend against the unholy alliance of Cesaro and Sheamus. Do I see Cesaro and Sheamus winning these belts? No, I do not, quite frankly. And I've gone back and said this when this whole thing put together. These guys go through a best-of-7 series, beat the living crap out of one another, and because Foley had this unholy alliance of tag teams back in the day that was successful, i.e. the Rock and Sock Connection, he thought, oh yeah, I'll give you both a shot at titles. You could both be a tag team. I mean, the whole best-of-7 series was, quite frankly, a waste of time, in my opinion. But Cesaro, when they can get on the same page, are a great team. They proved that this past week on Raw, which I'll review in the upcoming podcast, episode 135. They proved themselves that they can be a team by beating the New Day in a non-title match. Question is, can they get it done when it matters, when the belts are on the line? Me, in my opinion, I don't think so. I literally don't think so. Do I see these two having like a title shot for a singles title after this? Because surely if they don't win the belts, the experiment is over. If they don't win the belts, they would have to go their separate ways and whatnot. Surely Foley can't keep these two together as a team, or can't force these two to be a team, for crying out loud. Surely they've got to go their separate ways if they don't win the belts. I will say this though, even though I've predicted the New Day, I kind of have a feeling that these two are going to end up winning the belts. These two are going to end up being the tag team champions. I don't know, there's this feeling in my mind that this is going to happen at some point after this match. I don't know why, but I've just got this feeling. But at the moment right now, I'm going for the New Day. And hopefully Cesaro and Sheamus will split if they don't win the belts. Speaking of tag teams, the former number 1 contenders for the tag team titles, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, take on Enzo, Amore and Big Cass. This is what it's come down to. You've got Cesaro and Sheamus going for the tag team titles. You've got Enzo, Amore, and Big Cass, who are a great team, fighting the guys who, in my opinion, should be tag team champions. And the burial continues for this tag team, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, man. It's borderline ridiculous now, guys. It really is borderline ridiculous. They can't even beat these in a singles match. I am predicting in this match Gallows and Anderson to destroy Enzo, Amore, and Big Cass. But don't get me wrong, I love me some Enzo, Amore, and Big Cass. I love this team to bits. But I just wish WWE would stop bloody burying Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. I don't know why they're doing this. First, it's the Doctor's gimmick, Dr. Gallows and Dr. Anderson and everything. Why don't they just pull the fucking plug on these guys and say, here, there you go, we'll put the belts on you, because this team can dominate the tag team division like the friggin' New Day can. I mean, for goodness sake, what is wrong? I mean, these two have not been the same since Styles was drafted. Maybe you should draft them to SmackDown and just let them be with AJ Styles and have the club on SmackDown. That would be the better way of doing this. I mean, all right, Styles is kicking ass on SmackDown. There's no question about that. And he's got to be thinking, God damn, I wish they drafted my boys on SmackDown. Because they're not getting anything on Raw. I don't know who's booking them. And whoever it is, it's not doing a very good job. Because these two should be tag team champions. And now they're in a match after going months against the tag team champions, not even getting a victory over them to become the new tag team champions. Now they're going into a feud with Big Cass and Enzo Amore, which is crap. Absolute bollocks, in my opinion. So I hope and pray that Gallows and Anderson win. I mean, if Enzo Amore, Big Cass, I won't be disappointed. I'll be disappointed for Gallows and Anderson. But if Enzo Amore, Big Cass win, I won't be disappointed. Because I actually like them guys. I just don't like the way Gallows and Anderson are being booked. Because I think it's a crock of shit, in my opinion. Anyway, Cruiserweight champion, TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick, one-on-one. The way this is being booked, and the way this has come across, this is what you've got to understand, guys. When you see these type of matches, and the way it's being booked, and the storyline in it, it kind of gives you that instant thing of, okay, boom, 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 boom. Maybe this person's going to win. And I have that feeling with Brian Kendrick. Because he's been coming across that he's desperate to win the Cruiserweight title. He even asked TJ Perkins to help him on Raw and just let him win the title, for crying out loud. Something tells me that he's going to be the champion after the Hell in the Cell. I genuinely think that. Whether that's a good thing or not remains to be seen. But I genuinely think that. I'm predicting in this Brian Kendrick to win the Cruiserweight Championship. And there will be a new Cruiserweight Champion. If TJ Perkins wins, I will not be disappointed. But I'm going Brian Kendrick based on the way he has been booked. And the way they are booking this angle leading into this match at Hell in a Cell. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that's going to happen. Will it steal the show? Yeah, it has all the makings to steal the show. Do I think it's going to steal the show? Probably not. It has all the potential to steal the show. But like I say, will it? I don't think so. I think one of the main events will steal the show. We'll get to them in a second. But my prediction will be Brian Kendrick. If TJ Perkins wins, I won't be disappointed. But I'm going with Brian Kendrick on that. No doubt. Right. The three main events. Let's start with the US title. Hell in a Cell, Roman Reigns and Rusev. And I'm predicting Roman Reigns will win. That's right. He is going to have a long run with the US title. Rusev will have to go into pastures new after this as well. And it's a very interesting thing that they're doing with this because the US title is in a Hell in a Cell match. It's a main headline of a pay-per-view. So it's getting some credibility to that strap, which I love, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong. Roman Reigns as a champion, it's interesting, I must admit. But he needs to to establish himself as a great US champion, he needs to break away from this Rusev feud. And hopefully this Hell in a Cell match will do so. Do I think it's going to be an epic match? Hell yeah. This feud has been going on. How long has this feud been going on now? I would probably say a month before SummerSlam, because they had the match at SummerSlam. Well, they had the clusterfuck at SummerSlam, and it's been built on since they were Clash of Champions and everything like that. Like I say, he eventually won a Clash of Champions, the US title. So, yeah, for Roman Reigns to be an established United States champion, he needs to definitely break away from this Rusev feud. However, this match is going to be brutal. It's going to be hard-hitting. I could see this coming. It's going to be an epic match. What will happen, I can't predict, but I will predict that Rusev will lose and Roman Reigns will still be your United States champion. Now for something that is really interesting. Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair in the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match. This could be interesting. Or as a matter of fact, let me rephrase that. This is interesting. However, this could also be very dangerous. Very dangerous. And what do I mean by that? Why do I mean by dangerous? Because this could be something that, you could see this coming a mile away, but it's, we all know the Hell in a Cell is very dangerous. I don't know how this match is going to be set out, quite frankly. Anything could happen in the Hell in a Cell match. We've seen that over the years. Do I think they're going to take risks in this match? Yeah, but I don't think they're going to take risks that the men would do, like going up on the top of a cage or, bouncing off a cage or going outside the cell or whatever. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to keep it in the ring. My prediction, Sasha Banks will retain. It's her hometown. Yes, they did this before. If Sasha Banks loses this championship, there was a reason she dropped it at SummerSlam, because she had some issues behind the scenes. But if they drop it to Flair again this time around, they basically buried Sasha Banks, in my opinion. I mean, she wins the women's title on Raw, and then somehow loses it at SummerSlam, loses it back to Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam, all because there was issues and personal issues behind the scenes, which she's obviously sorted out. She comes back and wins the championship again on Raw in the main event of Raw on a show. If they have it, drop it to Charlotte Flair, the whole thing has been pointless, and somebody who's booking this scene, this angle, or whatever it is, needs their fucking head sorted out if this happens. But I don't think it will. Surely it won't. Surely it will not. Charlotte Flair's been a great champion, but it's time for her to move on for a bit. To step aside and let Sasha have her reign. The reign of the boss. And that's why I'm picking Sasha Banks to win this Hell in a Cell match, this very first Hell in a Cell match, and retain the Women's Championship. Now, the Universal Championship. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell. I'm going with Kevin Owens on this one, guys, and I'll tell you the reason why. Even though it probably might still happen if Seth wins. But the reason why I'm going with Kevin Owens on this one is because it's all, this match, I'm guessing, is all a part of a setup. Because there's all this talk about Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho for the Universal title, probably, no doubt, at Survivor Series November 20th. How is this going to come about? I don't know. Will Kevin Owens be champion? Will Seth Rollins be champion? We shall see. This match is going to be brutal. It's going to keep Chris Jericho out the picture for the time being. But there are seeds leading into this match that Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, this triple threat match is going to happen for the Universal title. No doubt it'll be a shoo-in for Survivor Series at the most. So I predict Kevin Owens will win this match at Hell in a Cell. It probably will not be over. There'll probably be a triple threat match at Survivor Series. And somehow Rollins will weasel his way in, with Jericho and that. And that'll be his last opportunity. And I fancy Seth Rollins to be Universal Champion. He will be Universal Champion. I fancy him to be a Universal Champion, and I fancy him to win it at Survivor Series. To be honest. That's my whole shtick of this whole thing, in my opinion. It's going to be a triple threat match. This will be a build-up into that triple threat match, should it go ahead. And there has been, like I said, there's been seeds there. The seeds have been planted. They had a triple threat match on Monday, which was basically a 2-on-1 match. But the seeds are planted there for Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho to turn on each other. And I believe this triple threat match will be a shoo-in for Survivor Series. And I fancy Seth Rollins not to win the Universal title here in Hell in a Cell, tongue-tied. I fancy him to win it at Survivor Series. Somehow work his way into this match at Survivor Series and win it and shock the whole world, including the Authority, i.e. Stephanie McMahon. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting nonetheless, and it all takes place this Sunday. And that about wraps it up for this Hell Predictions podcast, guys. A little podcast for you, special one this week. I've got 2 WCPW podcasts coming ASAP. Look out for them on this channel. The only way you get to do that is subscribe to the Wrestling Matters channel, AJW Wrestling Matters, or you could download them for free. Download these podcasts for free on soundcloud.com/wrestling_matters_podcast. And my name is Anthony Walker for the Wrestling Matters podcast and the Wrestling Matters channel. This has been Hell in a Cell Predictions. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace!